Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Brickanista Broadcast Network here in Arizona. And I'm Naomi, your host, the Brickanista, and it's Sunday, 1 o'clock. And I realized too that today is a big day for football. So I don't expect a lot of people, especially my inner circle of friends. We tend to be big on football. We were just watching the Detroit Lions game versus Green Bay Packers, and what an amazing turnout by Jared Goff. I have to say, I went to Berkeley as an undergrad, and to see Jared Goff versus Aaron Rodgers, two Berkeley alums going at it, it was so much fun. And really, really excited to be here today. I haven't been streaming as much as I have been because I'm in Arizona right now. I cut my schedule literally in half. I was streaming 6 times a week, and now I'm down to 3 times a week, and two of those are on Sundays. So today is my what I usually do is special guests or Brickanista on the Move or mock improv, usually at the 1 o'clock time slot here on Sundays. And I'm so excited because I have a special guest waiting in the wings right now. And she has been a big member of TrickyLUG for a long time. That's how I met her. And I was so excited because I asked her if she'd be on the show. And she says, I haven't been on a live stream. I said, well, great. I seem to be able to introduce several people to live streams, and I'm super excited about that. And ahoy, hoy, Rob Zaccardi, good to see you. And so without further ado, let's introduce you all to Mairead, or also known as MX.Bricks. So MX.Bricks is here. And many of you know her because she has been doing a lot of work for TrickyLUG behind the scenes for Tricky Bricks show on YouTube. And she's the one who compiles all of the great slideshows every other week now. And it's also great because if you know Mairead and you get your entry in just a little bit late, you can say, did you actually get my entry? Can you make sure it's actually in the slideshow? So hello, Joel Have Studs Will Travel. Aaron Rodgers gives Cal a bad name. What? No, it's just because you're not a Green Bay Packers fan, right? I'm not either. I almost wore my San Francisco Niners hat, but I just said, no, I'm just going to keep this focused on Lego. And howdy, Glenn. And you notice that Mairead has her Bricks LA shirt on because that's where she is. She's actually not in Alameda where she's based, but she's actually at the con, and she's taking time out of her con schedule to be here. So I'm really grateful for that. Thank you so much, Mairead. And why don't you give us a chance to let us know about what's happening at Bricks LA too? I'm sure a lot of us would love to be there. So, and here you go.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I am currently in Pasadena at Bricks LA, and it is amazingly fun. There's definitely less than 100 people there. We're all being super safe with our hand sanitizers and our K95 masks. Last night they turned the lights off, and they had lots of stuff that glowed in the dark and glowed up under UV light. It's a lot of games and prizes. It's super fun. I love it. It's my first con in person, so I'm super happy to go.
Well, I have not been to Bricks LA in person, but I went to the one last year where it was online. And is it Aileen, I think, Doherty, and her husband, John, are absolutely adorable and have so much energy and put so much heart and soul into that con. And the other thing that I was really hoping to be there, because many of you who watch my show know I'm in Arizona, and I said, okay, now that my dad's going to be out of the hospital, I'm going to be driving home on January 6th so I can be there at Bricks LA. But he has 6 to 8 weeks of physical therapy. So I've committed to stay here until the end of February. But I've told my family, I got to go home. I can't just stay here. And I think it's really great that you're also going to be able to go to Disneyland. I think, are they still planning to go to Disneyland as part of that whole package?
Yeah, I believe a lot of people go to Disneyland tomorrow. I chose
Mhm.
not to go,
Oh,
just
okay.
because I have my dog with me, and 2, because I think that's a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, do
I
they
thought
let
it
dogs into
feels
the park?
No, they have a
Okay.
kennel, for them.
Yeah.
Like, Bricks LA feels kinda safe just because there's a small amount of us and, like, we're
Mhm.
very considerate, but I'm like,
Right.
Disneyland is just everybody, and I don't know how.
Yeah, it's a lot of randos out there, so
Yeah.
I would say, I'm in Arizona now, and nobody wears masks. I'm the only person who wears masks. Like, I
Oh,
went to a
wow.
restaurant with my brother and my mom when my dad was in the hospital, and I was the only person wearing a mask. And my brother was saying, "How do you eat?" And I said, "Let me demonstrate. You take the mask off, you put some food in your mouth, you put the mask on, and you chew." And the only people wearing masks were the wait staff. Everybody else were
Wow.
just like having dinner, and this is an enclosed space. There's not 6 feet apart, and I'm just shaking my head, going, I don't know. But I bought a set of N95 masks, and even
Good.
though I've bought them for my family, they don't want to wear them. So I said, okay, I'm wearing them. And hello, Brick Literacy. It's good to see you. And the cons are great, but I wish they would be smart about COVID institutionally. Yes, I absolutely agree with you. I think, though, if you look at the photos that Mairead and others have been posting at Bricks LA, they have been very diligent about wearing masks, about using hand sanitizer, keeping, yeah, I saw when, who was it? Minifig Chick had a real quick live for the TrickyLUG meeting, and she kind of walked around and you could see everybody was wearing a mask. It was really, really great to see that.
Yeah. And you can be at the convention and not be within even, like, 20 feet of people.
Hmm.
Like, it's very spread out, and,
Oh,
like, you
good.
choose not to go into the rooms, and then you're
Hmm.
not near anybody.
Right. Wow. Wow.
It's
And
for me, it feels safer than going to the grocery store, to be honest.
oh, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Because everybody's wearing a mask. Right.
And hand sanitizer is everywhere. We're all obsessively hand sanitizing.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, and is this your first con, or have you been
This is
to
my
other cons
first in
before?
real life con. So I did
Oh,
last year, I did them all online,
yeah.
I got the feel for it, but it feels really good to, like, be in community with people, even though
Right.
you can't be, like, close to each other, just being in a room with other people who have the
Hmm.
same love as you feels
Oh,
really
absolutely. And putting a face to a name too. And even though
good.
we're virtual right now, you've always been behind the scenes, and it's always been, Mairead found this amazing Belleville set on, eBay, and Mairead put together this slideshow for us. But I don't think I've ever seen you
Now you know
except
what
for
I look
now.
like.
Hello, Gary Mullane from Ireland. Oh my gosh, you'll be
Hi,
happy to know.
Gary, my
Mairead is
fellow
from
Irish
Ireland.
person. Yay.
Yes, Gary's a regular on my show, on my Sunday 1 o'clock show. So Gary, you got a fellow country person here. So, and also Brick Literacy. You're right. Glad Bricks LA had their stuff together. Yeah, Brick Fair Alabama refused to do anything. So I guess we'll try again next year. Wow. Well, it goes back to, I'm in Arizona. I live in Washington State, and I drove through several different states: Oregon, Idaho, Utah, and then Arizona. And every state was like going to a different country. And then you had the Indian reservations. When I stopped at a gift shop in the Navajo Nation, that was completely different too. And I was like, this is why we're still in the middle of a pandemic, folks. Nobody's cohesively working together. But that's not why everybody's here. Everybody's here because, first of all, I wanted to just introduce everybody to Mairead and also get to know her, because I just want you to know, and I know many of us in TrickyLUG really, really appreciate all the work that you put in every week or every other week. Because I know when we first started doing these challenges, it was every week. And so I'm kind of curious, and I think some of our audience members are curious too, about how did you get involved with that part of the show and being behind the scenes like that?
Um, I think it was school had stopped and we were sent home, and I had a lot of time on my hands and I didn't know what to do with myself. And to be honest, it gave me an excuse to get out of bed to go look at Tricky Bricks.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just reached out to them and asked, did they need any help? And putting together this slideshow became my job. And so I've done it now for as long as we've had them, nearly. And it's great. I try not to look at the entries before shoving them into their folder and organizing
Right.
them. And then on Friday I watch it and I'm like, oh, that's great. Like I haven't seen it.
Well, I think it's made a big difference too when you started organizing things and putting them into the slideshow, because I think there were a couple episodes where they were missing a few of the different entries, and then they went to the Google form. And when they went to the Google form, it became more organized. So I know it's got to be hard too when you've got all these different types of files, some coming through email, some coming through the Google form. And hello, Zach Martinez. Welcome to the stream. And Joel's impressed because you have the Overwatch set. So did you want to tell Joel about that Overwatch set? Did you get that from the con?
I did get it from the con. Actually, last night we did a flashlight speed build, which no pressure, but it was a bit much. And normally, I guess people hold a flashlight in their mouth, but because of COVID, we all have to have masks on.
Mm-hmm.
So we weren't. The rule was no lights in any face holes. I think was good and safe. And so these are all my con sets that I've gotten.
So you've got Overwatch, and then were you also doing any of the other builds where they just gave you the con set and then you're able to?
The Creator 3-in-1 I actually built with Steve Parmley.
Oh,
and
nice.
So we divided it in half. The speed build people, there are some people that can build it so fast.
Mm-hmm.
So fast.
Yeah.
I'm not a speed builder.
Well, I interviewed Ferg Pons, who's in Bainbridge Island. You take a ferry to get over to Bainbridge Island, and he crushed the competition at Bricks Cascade for the speed building competition. And part of that is because there was one point where he had to train one of his hands to work harder, and that because of that training, he had to overcome that, and that made him so much stronger and faster. So that's why if you go to Bricks Cascade and you see Ferg Pons in the room, you might want to just say, I'm just going to keep this set, just
what I'm hearing is I need to work on my non-dominant hand.
Yes, that's essentially what happened, is that, and that's kind of what's happening with my father right now, is he's having to learn how to use his left hand to do most of the things that his dominant hand was doing. And Brick Literacy is looking forward to talking about the Overwatch sets. And we're not doing a review today of the Overwatch sets, but it seems like they have been doing a lot of investment into Overwatch for this latest round. What I'm looking forward to, which hopefully is releasing tomorrow, is the Chinese or Lunar New Year sets. So the new Lunar New Year set should be available to the US tomorrow. And one good thing about being in Arizona is I have 2 Lego stores here instead of 3 in Seattle, but 2 is good. So I will probably be out there tomorrow after I take my dad to his physical therapy appointment. But yeah. Oh, so Joel says that's an old Overwatch set. Okay. But still, I mean, that's one thing. If you do go to cons, I know some of you have already been to cons, but a lot of the official Lego cons, Lego will send a lot of different sets, like 30 of some particular set, and then they use them for some of these games. And so if you haven't signed up for a game, you should sign up for the game even just to get the set, right? Whether or not you're going to seriously compete, then because there's some people who are just amazing competitors too. Yeah, and especially what Zach says here, challenges and games at cons are no joke. I felt so out of my league at Brick Rodeo. But don't worry about that. The thing is, you get a set. I just did terrible in one of the ones where I had to, it was a set for, I think it was a NASA space set. And this was at Bricks Cascade. And it was a box build where you can only build it based on what the box looks like. So you look at the box and you kind of say, okay, and you start building. And there were people leaps and bounds ahead of me, but I ended up with the set. And then I took that set and ended up trading it with somebody for a part I needed for my pirate ship. So it all worked out well. So don't put pressure on yourself, Zach, for that. Oh, and then Brick Literacy said, I forgot to add the sarcasm tag. Activision Blizzard is not a great company. Oh, okay. Okay, see, I thought you were sincerely excited about that. I'm glad you mentioned that. And Brick Literacy, Remy knows, when you're on the Brickanista Broadcast Network, cynicism, sarcasm, satire, and mockery are all allowed. And hello, Spot the Magic Ninja. Good to see you. So tell us a little bit more about your journey as an AFOL, Mairead, as far as how did you get started? I mean, were you also, did you have a part of your life where you had been in your dark ages, or are you a fairly recent builder?
I had a dark ages for sure. I grew up with Lego, and I think most European kids grew up with Lego. And then probably when I was a teenager, I got like too cool to be building it. But luckily I had a little sister, so I could hang out with her while she was building it.
Right.
And then I'm a nanny here in America. And so I would always buy Lego for my kids as presents. And then
nice.
I learned probably about 10, maybe 15 years ago that Lego wasn't recyclable. And so I started buying used Lego everywhere because I felt like that was my way of like helping save the earth. I probably took about 10 years to really get into it and talk to other AFOLs. And now I'm not. Now I think I'm involved with AFOLs. At first I was like, oh, I don't know. Because they're all amazing builders and it felt really intimidating because I'm like, my little thing. And they're like, here's my 10-foot castle.
Yeah. I've got this little 10-piece build, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I think it's been great just having you on the TrickyLUG team because I don't know how you are able to focus so much on all these different people who are submitting. Because I think we were talking, I think that the self-portrait challenge was the lowest one. It was maybe, 15 or 16 entries. But yeah. I think you had one that had, 50 or 60. There were quite a few, right?
Yeah, it's typically between like maybe 20 and 30, but sometimes it gets up 50, 60. There was one that was really high, but they held it on Instagram, which I was really grateful for.
Oh, yeah, that's I think the Jennifer, the one where they did the minifig habitats, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They did that on Instagram. And Zach has a question for you. Is that the hamster ball Overwatch set?
It is. And it has a brilliant play function in it where the hamster jumps up. Like he pops up out of the ball. It's pretty fun.
It's too bad Alexander 23 isn't on because that would be perfect for him and his squeaky squad that he has been working on.
I was actually talking about that last night and I was wondering if his squeaky squad was this version or if he had like a Friends hamster.
He had the Friends one. So I think he doesn't have that Overwatch one.
Oh, so he might need that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The hamster looks like he's ready to go do stuff.
Yeah. I think he's got a determined look on his face. Yeah. It's a really great set. I haven't gotten that set. I did see a supercomputer on Twitch build it. It's an amazing set. And just the sphere and the techniques that they put behind that have been really awesome. And hello, Mr. Dewey. Great to see you here. So the other thing I wanted to mention about, don't worry, folks, we will be going through the Bro Thor New Year's online little hashtag Bro Thor New Year's review. But I wanted to just take some time to get to know Mairead a little bit because I think many of us, at least people who are in the chat, know you kind of behind the scenes. And I'm just kind of curious too about, so you're from Ireland, and when did you come to the United States to work here as a nanny?
So I'm from Wexford, Ireland, and I moved to the United States in 2003. So I've been here.
2003. Oh, okay. So you've been here a while.
Yeah, I've
In
nearly been in
almost 20
America
years.
nearly as long as I've been in Ireland. So
Oh, okay.
I'm like, does that make me officially half and half Irish and American? I don't know.
Well, it's interesting because people who become naturalized citizens, like my parents are both naturalized citizens. They were born in different countries and came to the United States. But my dad came over when he was 8, I think 8 years old. So for him, it really, the United States has been all that he really has known. And also he had served in the U.S. Air Force too. So I think that, you know, we will fully accept you. At least I will. Not that I have any authority here, but I would accept you as an American. So, yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to ask you, what kinds of mocks do you like to build? What is, like, everybody knows I like pirates and I like modulars and other things. But what is it that you like to build? Because I think that that's something. I'm not familiar with what's your genre.
I think I would go with like trees and outdoor, like shrubbery. I love a house with a big garden. Um,
Hmm.
and I love like friends' colors, I think.
Mm.
Um, I really like trying to build trees. I think trees are really difficult, and so I'm working on trees right now. But I don't have anything that I'm really like impressed with. It's why I really like the challenges, because they give me an idea and I'm like, okay, I could build that. And then sometimes I try and I'm like, okay, I can't build that.
So you like, I agree with you. I think the Friends color palette is probably the most interesting color palette that Lego has besides Trolls. I think Trolls also had an amazing color palette too. But and then did you bring any mocks with you to Bricks LA as part of the show?
I didn't actually. I had an accident with my Peaches Castle before we came.
Oh no.
And instead of getting frustrated and irritated at it, I left it at home on the dining room table, and I'll
Hmm.
keep it for the next one.
Well, then that's the thing about cons is that, as you know, since I'm here in Arizona, I will be back around the first week of March, and then 2 weeks later is Bricks Cascade. So a lot of my friends have been telling me, don't panic. Like, you can always take some of your old mocks that you had for BrickCon back in October. They're still intact. Like my Panda pirate ship, that's still intact. So I can bring
Okay.
my Panda pirate ship. I can bring my bunkers. I can bring my Micropolis. There's still things I can bring, even though I was so excited about building some new stuff. But life happens, so it's still okay. And are you planning to be at any of these future cons at Bricks by the Bay, for example?
I will definitely be at Bricks by the Bay. That's my home con, although I've never
Mm-hmm.
been to it before. But it's nice to just have to drive down the road as opposed to 7 hours. And if Joel gets his life together, maybe we'll drive to Bricks Cascade. He
Okay,
tried
Joel.
to drive with me when.
Joel, the gauntlet has been thrown. Joel. And so that would be great if you two could carpool up there, because my plan is to go. I'm already registered for Bricks Cascade. I registered like for the big, early time. And Zach Martinez brings up a good point that, cons are an amazing place to find sets that you've never seen before, you just missed out on. And that it's nice that you shared with us about this one, because he has it. He hasn't broken it out yet, so now he can look forward to it. And I think the fellowship is the best part. And I've been to Bricks by the Bay, Bricks Cascade, Bricks Con, and I think Bricks Cascade is my favorite still. Part of it is because of the space. There's a lot of space for the builders, and there's also this more of a family friendly, and Bricks by the Bay is also family friendly, but it seems more integrated. Mm-hmm. And I'm really, really excited that I really want to go to Bricks Cascade. So I'm just like telling my family, you gotta let me go home, because I missed BrickCon because of my brother. who had COVID. So I came
Yeah.
down for that. Yeah, I haven't been to a con in a while. So, and Glenn brought up an interesting point. Don't panic. Keep your towel handy. Are you a South Park fan, Glenn Copeland? You know, it's always good to have a towel. Okay. So, oh, how's it going, Brickham's Den? All right. He said I have to hit chat. Are you meaning that like this, showing the chat up? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what hit chat means. But here, I'll do it this way. Hi, Rick.
That works.
So, all right. I've hit it twice. I've put it on the screen and I've also put it on the chat. Okay. So let me ask you then, are you a Marvel fan?
Yes, but I'm not a hardcore fan. Like I
Okay.
enjoy it.
So which of the Marvel characters do you resonate most with?
Well, I like Captain Marvel.
Okay.
And I like Black Widow, but that's because I'm definitely interested in female superheroes.
Yes.
But I have to admit, this Thor body I love because he has a fat belly. I personally
Yes.
have a fat belly, so I'm excited to have a sig fig with a big belly.
Yes. And that's part of the reason why we had this challenge. And Glenn Copeland has a point here about towels are essential when hitchhiking. So I guess we have to.
Well, he's talking about the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That's
Right. Well, there's also a reference in South Park about this towel that likes to get high all the time. It's called Towely. And Towely, it's like, do you want to smoke a joint? And don't forget to bring a towel. It's the weirdest character. So I didn't know which one he was referring to. But he's like, oh, good. Alexander 23 is here. Squeaky Squad. Yes, we were just talking about you because Mairead has in her background, let me give her full screen. In the background is an Overwatch set with a hamster, I think, at the wheel.
Yes. And
right?
he's ready to go to battle. I think you need one, Alexander.
Yeah. So we were wondering if you have that set or if you have that character, because we think you should add that character to your Squeaky Squad.
I think so, for sure.
Okay. So going back to Bro Thor, because that's kind of why we're here today, is I'll give myself full screen to just kind of see if people can see this. But our little character, Bro Thor, who has 2 cups of coffee right now, let me get rid of these. That this character with the long hair, the big belly, also, if you look closely, hopefully this will, you can see that the pants, they have the belly hanging over the pants. So they put that in the print as well. And I was building the Bro Thor apartment set, the new Asgard set. And when we were talking about this, we said, what better representation of the end of New Year's would you have except for Bro Thor? So this was a very impromptu type of challenge. And essentially, I just declared it on stream 2 weeks ago. I said, just build anything with Bro Thor, and what would they be doing on New Year's, right? Because, you see what his body type is like. And it's great that Lego actually did this, because there's very few, minifigs. I mean, especially in the Friends line, my gosh. I mean, all the Friends have the same body type, right? And they're all wearing shorts and crop tops. But we won't go there. So you've never seen it physically, the Overwatch set? Okay. So I put out a challenge there 2 weeks ago. And I said, just use the hashtag BroThor New Year's, put Bro Thor into a mock. And I even said I was going to give away 5 prizes. And there weren't very many entries. So I'm happy to say that the people who have contributed, I have some interesting things that you might be interested in. So, but Mairead and I are going to go through these because that's part of why you have a challenge. And if only a few people respond to the challenge, then, the chances of you getting a prize are much greater. So, but let me share my screen for a moment. But I will just, in case anybody is curious about, my favorite Avenger superhero is Spider-Man. So I like Spider-Man mostly because the person still lives somewhat of a normal life in addition to being a superhero. Whereas you have, Iron Man, the guy's, big multi-millionaire. Though I will say on the DC universe, I do like Batman. So I guess that is maybe it should have been parallel. I should have gone with Iron Man. But I think the humbleness and the whole relationship with his family, it's something that really resonates with me. Plus, when they just came out with that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and they had all the different kinds of spider people, and the spider pig, the spider ham, and Venom, and just the whole, storyline. And that's why I'm really upset that No Way Home, which is out in theaters now, is only out in theaters because, that's what Hollywood is pushing, and in the middle of a pandemic. But anyway, so if anybody is curious, which is my favorite Marvel superhero, it would be Spider-Man. So yeah, it's hard to keep on everyone's challenges. Yeah, I know. And I declared this kind of, impromptu. Plus, I'm involved with the Rebrick This challenge, which I did a big push for, but there's no prizes on that one. So I'm having more people, and maybe that's the point. Maybe it's not about the prizes. Maybe it's all about, what you're trying to do. But yeah, don't worry, Brick Literacy. We're going to go through what I built, as well as two other people who submitted to the challenge, and it's kind of a you'll see when we show you this. But so let me go ahead and share this screen. Oops, hold up. I have to stop the other one. I had something in another window, so I'm sorry. Hold up. Let me see if I can. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to add this, and I think this actually is the screen that I'm looking for. Yes, this is the screen that I'm looking for. So here's the Brothor New Year's hashtag, and the challenge was between, I think it was December 26th. In fact, here, let me show you the ad. I need to do a better job of advertising, I think. But this is what I posted out there. Between December 26th, 2021 to January 9th, 2022, which is today, you had these things to do. You build a mock with Brothor in any size. Post it on Instagram with the Brothor New Year's hashtag. And then follow me here on Instagram and YouTube. And then the BBM will be distributing 5 Thor-themed prizes on January 9th. So, but if there's no 5 contestants, then there's not 5 prizes to give out. I will share with you what I had intended to give. But anyway, this is what my plan was. And I think it goes back to, everybody knows I've been pretty busy. I've had a lot on my plate right now. But I do want to say that I was tickled to see one particular build. So, I missed something on the chat. Just for the record, it's totally okay to love both Marvel and DC equally. Okay.
Agreed. I don't know why they did it against each other.
Well, I think part of it is that it's like Ford and Chevy, right? When you meet somebody who drives a Ford and you try to get them to like a Chevy, they're just so passionate about Ford, and vice versa. And I think it's the same thing with the Marvel and the DC universe. I have always loved Batman, mostly because of the villains, because he always had some cool villains to go up against.
Yeah.
And I just think the MCU has just gone crazy with all the movies that they have done. And don't tell us, Zach, tell Lego. Yes, that's true. So the chat is having fun with this Marvel versus DC. Yeah, and I agree. I had a busy couple weeks and wasn't able to open the Thor set. I'll share a mock soon because I had a fun idea. Okay. And that's, I think, the point is that, and I'm kind of glad, because sometimes you think people submit challenges just for the prizes, rather than for the message. And that's part of the reason why for the hashtag mind the brick, hashtag rebrick this challenge, I did not put any prizes out there, because really the whole point of that is to be mindful about mental health this month. Uh-oh. Rams draw first blood against the Niners. See, they all know I'm a Niners fan. So, now you're just mocking me, I think, which is allowed. You're on the Brickanista Broadcast Network. So,
Yeah,
and I'm trying to catch up on all the chat here. I haven't gotten to the Brothor set. However, the members of Hulk's War bound make it tempting. Okay. All right. So I'm going to just catch up here. You want a Brothor, you can build a mock later. Okay. Marvel for the win. Okay. And we have some more DC fans. Yes, we have some DC fans here as well. I'll stop reading certain Marvel titles. Okay. Okay. So people are asking me to extend this so we can participate. Okay. All right. We can do that. Give us 2 more weeks.
Maybe. How do you feel about it?
We could do that. We could just say, due to popular demand or due to lack of popular demand, we are extending this. And now they're getting into the Chevy versus trumping Ford. Okay, we're not mocking, we're just informing. Okay. Though if I wanted to wager on the game, I'd take whoever the Niners are playing. Okay. All right. Well, they all know I'm a big football fan. And that's one thing I will be grateful for, is my dad is the one who really got me involved with football from a very young age. I mean, I remember 4 or 5 years old watching games with my dad. And so I'm really grateful to be here, and I'm glad that he's doing better and we're watching games together. But let's take a look at this mock, shall we? So
yes, please.
Yes. So the one that I mean, the ones that are here, these are all ones that I did. So I did this one, I did this one, but the one that I really wanted to focus some time on is this. And can you see, I'm just going to switch between screens about how well you can see this. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more. If I can make this a little bigger. Is that better? That's a little better, I think.
That's a little better.
Yeah. So this is Brothor having a guys' night out for the Brothor New Year's Challenge. And this is by Rob Zaccardi. And I just wanted to tell you, Rob, you just knocked this out of the park. All the detail that is here with the bowling balls, the ball returns, the various characters that you have, the Tusken Raiders, Tusken Raiders bowling. I just think I laughed so hard when I saw that. And I don't know, Mairead, if you've seen any of these, but
I love the wood grain on the lane.
Yes, the wood grain on the lanes, and then also these little details with the pizza boxes here on the lanes, and they're eating pizza, and then you've got soda cans and other things, a bottle of, some sort of spirits, and then these control panels too, with the 2x2 slopes. I mean, and then even these little panels, the clear panels for kind of like the scoring. Just really, really well done. Amazing. And the other detail that I'm going to zoom in a little bit more on this is Brothor still has his pizza and his bottle in his hand. And at the bowling alley, he's just kind of like observing, right? He's the guy. It's like, what is it? The Big Lebowski, right? That's kind of what I thought of when I saw this. And I was just like going, oh my God, that is hilarious. And Tusken Raiders are party people. I agree with that. And then, yes, I agree that when you love working around AFOLs because you see so much wild stuff, and good job on the details too. And very sleek bowling alley. So yeah, everybody loves the bowling alley. But wait, there's more. There's more. He's got some reverse shots here too. So there's a close-up of Brothor again. And once again, here's a good look of the print on the pants. They actually took the time to put the belly overhanging on the pants, which I just think is hilarious. And here's some more details. I think those are voodoo balls, right? On the lanes for the ball returns.
Like those shooters?
Yeah. I think
I like
so.
the ball return too. It's really good.
And here's the close up here of the hand where he's got the bowling ball in his hand too. And I just think when you look at that, and yeah, the wood panels are just super nice, really, really well done. And then here he's also got a close up of how he used a jumper to put the Tuscan Raider bowling. Tuscan Raiders bowling is just not something you would think of in a sentence, right? I just think the comedy of this, the details, just you really knocked this out of the park. It was really, really amazing. And of course, is
Nick
this the
Fury in the background.
character? Well, I'm curious. Maybe Rob can answer this. Is this This reminds me of the character from oh, what is it? Samuel L. Jackson and oh gosh, why am I blanking
Is
here?
it Nick Fury?
Yeah, it's Samuel Jackson. It looks like Samuel Jackson's face, but I'm trying to think that Uma Thurman film with
Kill Bill?
Samuel Jackson. Okay, somebody help me out here. Why can't I think about this movie? This is because I haven't been getting enough sleep. I will tell you
Rob
that.
says it's Nick Fury.
It's Nick Fury eating sushi. Pulp Fiction. Thank you. Thank you. I was trying to think of the name of the movie. So thank you. Yeah, everybody's got it.
Like everybody knew it except
I used to do movie reviews. This is why it drives me crazy because I've been getting like every 2 to 3 hours of sleep because of to help my dad in the middle of the night. So it's like my brain is mush. But anyway, going back to the build is that this sushi detail of Nick Fury eating sushi at the bowling alley, that is awesome. Okay, I think that's the last one. But the other thing I wanted to point out was the keg of beer. So you can see a good shot of it here. It's got a beer keg.
That's fabulous. I missed that. That's brilliant.
Yeah. Well, that's why there's so many great details in this build. And then who is it? Is that Meek or Korg, I guess, in the background too, from the new Asgard set. I mean, just it, and the thing that you can even just hear the bowling. I mean, this has so many great details. You can just hear them bowling. So, yeah, it's really great.
Yeah, well done, Rob. This is brilliant.
Exactly. It's amazing. And kudos to you because I will say that you put so much effort in this that Mairead and I were talking before the stream and we just said, you win whatever prize you want. So whatever prize you want. And I'll show you what prizes that we were going to do. And the other person besides myself who had submitted something was Nicole S. Brickworld. But what was interesting is that she had prepped for her mock by copying the profile from the new Asgard set. So you can see what she's done here is she put together the doorway similar to the door here, the angles of the plates, building it up the same way. And then she has the top view and then a close-up of the plates and then the door, but she didn't actually build the mock yet. So I don't know if this is the mock.
That's a
but we're going to give her a prize too for participation. So because, and like I said, when you have a few participants, your chances of winning are much greater. And we were talking about, since Remy's on the call, Remy had been doing the reviews, right, for the Lego Masters Season 2. And there was one point where he was giving out prizes. And I think everybody who had been in the chat had won a prize except for Aubrey. So he put up a wheel with Aubrey's name on it. And it was like, gee, who's going to win this next prize? It's going to be Aubrey. So I want to share with Rob at least what we had planned to do. Let me see if I can.
Oh, Zach is asking us for 2 more weeks too. It sounds
2
like
more
we
weeks.
might have to extend it.
So should we hold off on the prizes and should I maybe at least tell you what some of the prizes are?
Yes,
And then,
please.
but I do think we should give Rob a
Rob should.
prize.
Yeah.
I think Rob should get a prize. So I wanted to just say I had planned to give out 5 prizes, but I was looking for Thor themed things, and Thor does not appear in very much. I mean, it is kind of shocking, honestly, that they haven't given him more screen time. They've given more time, I think, to Loki than they have given to Thor.
Oh.
But I wanted to share with you. Let's see. Oh, I thought I could share. All right, hold up. Let me see if I can do this. I thought I did this earlier. Okay. All right. This is what I was planning to do. There are these 2 things that you can get through Bricklink. There is this Thor foil pack, which only was attached to a book in the Netherlands and in Germany. So you can get it through Bricklink, and I was going to order it for whoever won and then have it shipped. There's also this Thor Cosmic Cube polybag, which apparently is not, I couldn't find it. So I would have to order that through Bricklink as well. So those were 2 of the prizes. And then I also have in my hot little hands, I have the Thor Mech. Here, let me make myself big here. So this is the Thor Mech that came out for the Avengers. And this was surprisingly hard to find as well. I have 2 of these. Yeah, Rob, without a doubt, deserves a prize. Exactly. And then as I was thinking about it some more, I said, there's other AFOLs out there who have done mocks on Rebrickable that have done Thor's hammer and some other things. But I thought that since we only have a few people who had submitted something, I was going to let Rob decide, or I was going to go ahead and send you this anyway, because I have 2 of these. I was going to go ahead and send you this. And I also have some poly bags that I got from PT McEwen. So I was going to throw in some other poly bags, maybe for your daughters that you might be able to share as a family. But if people still want to do this, we can extend it out. I can, and then maybe what I could do is also think about some more things about Bro Thor, and I also wanted to see. Let me see if I can pull this other thing up, because I wanted to do also a reveal of something I've been working on, and I'm going to be doing this. Actually, I'm going to save this as a surprise, but it is Bro Thor related. And I'm going to be doing something with the Brick Babe. So the Brick Babe and I have been talking, and I will do that as a reveal. So why don't we go ahead? We're going to go ahead and extend this. And Rob, if you're okay with that, I'm going to send you this and 2 other poly bags that are not Thor related that came from PT McEwen that I think your daughters might enjoy. So, but thank you for participating. The merch would be great. Thanks. It was fun. Bro Thor was a fun character to build with. Yeah, he is a fun character. And you do like the mech. Awesome. Okay. So I will send it to you. And I will also think a little bit more about, extending it, maybe promoting it better. The other thing is that here's another thought. What if we make it a Bro Thor Valentine's challenge? Because then we have lots of time. And then you have February 14th as a target date to come up with, the Bro Thor Valentine's challenge. Here it is. He's got this pizza and he's got his bottle, and he's got to, impress somebody to, on Valentine's Day. I think maybe that's what we should do. Geez, I'm going to have to get that set now. Well, I think the whole idea was that this set, we did this as a build on my Twitch stream, and it was available at Target for like $24.99. It was amazing that they had discounted it, and it's just so much fun. I have it here. The details, though, I pulled the couch out. The couch is in another mock right now, but the details that they put into this set are pretty amazing. So let me go ahead and kind of show you a little bit, that you can see that, like the pots and pans, this little whip here on top, the little goblet, some books on top, the door was pretty innovative, that they put the door in the corner here so that the character comes in through the corner. It's almost like a little apartment that they do for Friends and not the Lego Friends, but Friends, the TV show, where they have a television set here in the corner, just a grappling hook on the top, a sailboat, just amazing details that they put into this. So I would say that if you haven't seen it, I got this primarily for the Bro Thor character, and it comes with 2 minifigs. It also comes with Korg. So here's the Korg minifig, and Meek is just a head, a lavender head. So there's Meek. If you haven't seen the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I'm trying to remember which one this was. It wasn't Endgame. It was the one right before Endgame, I believe, where Thor is having a bad day. He's in New Asgard. He's let himself go. And I think just the fact that they wrote that storyline, that, this literal god had let himself become a couch potato, it was just pretty hilarious. So yeah, great little set, especially for the price. Yeah, $30. And like I said, go to Target, because I got it for $24.99. So it was a really good deal, and Target doesn't pay me anything. So I would mainly get the set for Korg and Meek. Yeah. And Bro Thor, because we were talking about this earlier, that there aren't very many toy companies and Lego itself that would create a character that was not your typical body shape, right? Oh, it was Infinity War. He missed Thanos' head. Oh, okay. And that's why he went into a set of depression, which is another reason why we picked this, because of Mental Health Month, too. That this is January's Mental Health Month. But okay, so if we're going to reboot this challenge, we're going to call it the Bro Thor Valentine's Challenge and put Bro Thor into a scene that has to do with Valentine's Day. So whatever you think that means to you, that's what we'll do. And it depends on Target, it looks like. Seems to be the lowest price, about $25. Right, exactly. Yeah, so now it sounds like we have a bunch of people who are going to go onto the Target site. So you're welcome, Target.
I'm totally going to buy it on my way home. Now,
are you going to get it on your way home? Yeah. So everybody is just talking about the new Asgard set. So yeah, so it is Bro Thor only appears in the new Asgard set. It is a wonderful set, and stay tuned, because related to the Bro Thor set, the Brick Babe and I are going to try something new on a stream that we don't think any other streamers have done. And so I'm going to put that teaser out there. And it is Lego related, but it's not exactly Lego building. So I'll let Mairead know after the stream is over. So I know she's dying to know, but you have to keep it a secret, because we're going to release this in the next, I think we're going to do it next week. But yeah, so I just wanted to let you know that it's been so much fun having you on the show, Mairead. And
oh, thank you.
I wanted to just thank you again. We really appreciate you and everything that you've done. And also on a personal level, I just wanted to thank Mairead, because she's been a regular on the Brickanista Broadcast Network too. And she always has my back. I will tell you that she has sent me personal notes of gratitude and personal notes of support. And especially since I was talking about the Brick Babe, I had the Brick Babe and Marianne Asanuma on for one of my mock improv shows. And she sent me a note saying, and I think she actually put this in the chat, about how it was great to see 3 women of color on a YouTube stream. So, it's people like you who keeps, doing that kind of little bit of support that really makes a big difference. And I just wanted to thank you so much. It really means a lot. And it looks like there's more things in the chat going on here about, I guess people are asking about, well, first of all, this deserves a shout out. The dad bod for the win. So, And as far as new sets, I will say tomorrow I am going to be looking for the Lunar New Year sets. So there's the ice garden set, I think, and there's also those little vignettes that they're doing, and that's where I'll be tomorrow.
Those little vignettes look really good.
Yeah, they look so much fun and stackable too. Oh, thank you so much, Zach Martinez. You both are pretty amazing for what you do, both for the AFOL community. Thank you. Thank you so much. And like I said, Mairead, you are welcome to come back anytime. In fact, I'm looking at either next Sunday or the Sunday after that to do another mock improv episode. So if you're up for it, if you want to do a mock improv, you're more than welcome to attend. And I've got a couple of people lined up. So once we confirm the date, I've already asked Remy Baker, who's I think still in the chat, so he's up for it. So it'll either be next week or the week after. We'll be doing another hashtag mock improv. So you didn't know they come out tomorrow? Well, you heard it here on the Brickanista Broadcast Network. That was the target date. Keep in mind, supply chains have been a little rough, but supposedly, and also in the Pacific Northwest, even though I'm here in Arizona and I'd rather be up there because of the snow, that some of the supply chains just getting the trucks up there. In fact, for the New Year's release, they said they only had one truck come up for the Lego suppliers. Yeah, so it's rough out there. So think about it online. Online might be your best way to go. So yeah, so there you go. What set are you doing for mock improv? That's a good question. I think what we're going to do is the Eternal set, the same one that I'm doing. I had it here just a moment ago. So the aerial assault set is that we're using the aerial assault set for hashtag Mind the Brick. And we've already have a couple people who've been doing rebricks. So if we can tie that in for the next episode, and that would be the 16th and or the 23rd. Yep. It says camp out on the website at midnight and wait 4 months. Yeah. So there you go. You heard it here. If you're on the East Coast, it's midnight in the United States. If you're here in the Pacific Northwest, or I shouldn't say here, that's people in Seattle, my peeps, that would be 9 p.m. Pacific. And that's when I'm going to be streaming tonight on Twitch. So I'll remind you all, get online and start ordering before it's too late. Okay. Well, thank you again, Mairead. Just lovely having you here, and enjoy having a fun at Bricks LA. You look like you're having a great time. And thank you for all your posts too. That post you did of the After Dark, I felt like I really was there, and we really appreciate everything you do and every slideshow. We know you put your heart into it. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be here and show my face and be a
real person. Well, I think I like to focus on people who are behind the scenes, and a lot of people who've been on my show. Brighton Bricks had never been on my on any show before. Also, Cass McClellan had never been on a show, and so it's always fun to be able to see the people who do a lot for the community, and that's really the focus here. So thanks again, and fun stream today. Thank you, Zach. And if you haven't subscribed, I always have to do this. I'm not a very good person at this, but remember to like and subscribe to the stream if you haven't already. And Mairead, if you want to follow Mairead, you can follow her at mx.bricks on Instagram. You also have, I think, Mairead, is that right? Is that on Twitch?
Yes. No, Mairead is my personal one.
Oh, okay. But mx.bricks. Okay. So mx.bricks on Instagram. That's when I mentioned her After Dark different posts that she's done for Bricks LA. So go follow her there. And you're listening to the Brickanista Broadcast Network. And I will be back in Seattle in about a month and a half. So I'm not going to put my mailing address now because it's just going to sit in the post office for a while. But I just want to say thank you, everybody. You keep me going. I know I've had to cut my streams down in half, but it's people like you, Mairead, who keep, sending me encouraging notes. It really means a lot. Oh, thanks, Glenn. And that's a nice way to end the stream. Touchdown Rams 10-0. Thanks. Okay. That means I need to put my my mojo to the game. So yeah, like the stream, please. Definitely. The most elusive beasts are like and subscribe. Yes, they are. Very clever. So fun time today. Thank you, Rob Zaccardi. And thank you again for sharing that amazing mock. And we are going to reboot this and do the Bro Thor Valentine's Challenge. So we're going to just maybe we'll just keep it rolling because we started with the Bro Thor New Year's. We'll call it Bro Thor Valentine's. And so, in fact, I have a feeling nobody's using that. But for now, hashtag Bro Thor Valentine's for the next one. And we'll do a review around Valentine's Day, somewhere around there. So anyway, okay, everyone. Well, thanks again. And as they say on the Brickanista Broadcast Network, may the clutch be with you. Take care, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.